Hey guys, what's going on? Fraser here from VegUp. I'm going to do a what I eat in the day for you as a vegan bodybuilder. So you get a backdoor inside look to what I consume on a daily basis as someone who's been vegan plant-based now for over 8 years. So let's dive in. I've just finished my workout this morning, which was a quick metabolic session, and I did that in a fasted state. So I didn't have any food before that training. This is going to be meal number 1 post-workout at about 11 a.m. The first thing I'm going to add to this bowl, post-workout bowl by the way, is a scoop of the veg coffee espresso protein. So that's the first thing that I'm going to add. I also add a half scoop, or a half a serving I should say, of the Orgain superfood chocolate protein in there. You can pick any flavors you want. I'm just doing this because I like these flavors, but this has got 50 superfoods in it as well. So there's about 30 grams of protein from the veg cold brew protein, plus the organic Orgain superfood protein as well. Then the next thing that I have is Ceylon cinnamon. I like to add cinnamon post-workout just for blood glucose stability. After you've trained, your blood glucose levels will rise. I want to get those nice and stable, which is going to translate to better mental clarity and better cognition. So I'm going to add in to that probably about a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon. Next thing, goji berries. So when I add in goji berries, super high in antioxidants and vitamin C. Really good for initiating recovery processes in the body post-workout. So I kind of eyeball it at this point, but it's usually about 2 tablespoons worth of goji berries. Then we have flaxseed. So I add some different ground seeds and things like that to my post-workout bowl. Some people will say, oh, do you really want to be adding whole food fats into your post-workout bowl? Won't get slow absorption of nutrients? Maybe, but to be honest with you, it doesn't really bother me. I'm looking at getting these nutrients in that help with prostate health, optimizing HDL profiles in the body, which is your good cholesterol, getting some omega-3s and some additional whole food protein from hemp seed as well. This is one of my go-tos. So I add about a tablespoon of the hemp seed and the flaxseed. Now, the next thing that I like to add is this Food for Life Ezekiel Sprouted Crunch Cereal 4 to 9. So this is something I like to add as a whole food protein and carbohydrate base to my meals. So this has got sprouted organic wheat, raisins, organic barley, organic sprouted millet, lentils, soybeans, malted barley, spelt, no added sugar, and it also has cinnamon and sea salt. So the sea salt can be a little bit of a sodium and mineral loading after you've just depleted those from your system after your training. With this, to be honest with you guys, at this point, I just kind of eyeball it based on what's happening with my body. If I can see I'm feeling a little bit fluffy, I'll taper it down. It's usually probably about one cup or so. So you can see it's all kind of in there. And then what I'll do is I'll mix all of that together. So you can see here, this wonderful mix of protein, cinnamon, goji berries, Ezekiel cereal, hemp seed, chia seed. So I've got all that mixed. That is essentially the base. This is the powdered base. Then what I do is I come over and I will add a little bit of water. Now you could add milk or coconut water if you wanted, whatever you choose. You don't want to add too much water to start with, because if you do, it'll make it too sloppy. You want it to be like a smoothie bowl, basically. Now that I've added the water to that, what I do is I just give it a good mixing. So this is the base. You can see that it is almost like a mousse. So it's like a chocolate mousse with a bit of crunch in there. And you got the goji berries in there as well. The next step is I'm going to be adding these organic raspberries. I love raspberries. I just love the taste of them. I love the texture in here. Frozen raspberries, by the way. And the other thing that I add is wild blueberries. Mix that together. You can see there, guys, that now I have my very own quick, handy smoothie bowl made in a matter of minutes. The berries, I love them because really low in glycemic load, super high in antioxidants, really good for repairing cell damage, muscle damage, slowing aging, reducing oxidative stress in your body. And so this is meal number 1. Also, guys, you're probably wondering, what do I drink through the day? So this is one thing that I love. Spring Dragon Longevity Tea. They studied the herbs in this tea because they were curious as to why these Asian populations were living over 100. And one of the commonalities that they found was that they all drank the herbs found in this tea. It's been shown to actually help with insulin sensitivity and blood glucose management. So the next thing I'll do is some of this in a big cup, and this is what I drink through the day. Alright guys, meal number 2. So this is more of a snack. It is 3:30 p.m. right now, and for my snack I have a couple of different things. So the first thing I'm going to have is about half of this pear. I'm going to have 1 apple. I typically have an apple every single day. Love to get the soluble fiber from this, helps with digestion and blood glucose control, all the stuff that I talk about so much. What I do is I top the apple and the pear with some cinnamon. The other thing that I will typically do is have about 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, raw and unsalted. And I also have about 3 to 4 Brazil nuts as well. Good for selenium intake, which is good for hormone precursors, testosterone production, and things like that. The other thing that I have is I have 2 of these organic, lightly salted brown rice cakes. On one of them, I have some plain hummus. I love hummus. And I actually found this nutritional yeast, but it's dill and vinegar flavor. It's really good, guys. I love it. So what I do is I put the hummus on the rice cake, and then I top the hummus with some of that on one of the rice cake. The other rice cake, I will use the Nutso nut butter. I'm a big fan of this just because it has such a range of nutrients in it. So we've got Celtic sea salt, pumpkin seeds, hazelnuts, chia seeds, almonds, Brazil nuts, flaxseed, and cashews. So when you're thinking about your meals, think about micronutrient variety and a range of nutrients. That's how you're going to hit your daily recommended intakes and everything and optimize your health more. So this is meal number 2, which is essentially a snack. Alright guys, so dinner time as a vegan bodybuilder. So it is 5:30 now. I had my dinner slightly earlier just to allow my body to digest things and really break things down properly before I sleep. One of the biggest things that I find most people do is they eat too close to bedtime, and it's going to disrupt your sleep patterns. So I like to get my dinner in early, allow the digestion to take place. So what we've got here, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that my post-workout meal, if I had to guess, it's probably about 45 grams of protein total. I know some people are obsessed with protein. Everyone wants to know the protein. I just wanted to mention that first. Now, dinner time. So this is how I roll. I love the high protein vacuum sealed tofu. The vacuum sealed ones are the best because they're already pressed. So a lot of the water's pressed out of them. So when you air fry these, they're a lot more crispy. The texture is a lot better than if you're getting the one that's sitting in a brine. Nothing wrong with the one that's sitting in a brine, but it's less calorically dense, but it's going to take a lot more effort to get it crispy and a texture that people like. So I ate this whole pack for me personally, which is 70 grams of protein. Again, I'm not just focusing on protein here. I just eat the whole pack, to be honest with you, because I don't want to have some little leftover piece that I have to put in the fridge. For me, I'm just going to do the whole thing. That is my protein source. And by the way, guys, soy is not going to raise your estrogen like people think. I got my blood work done recently, and I consume soy probably almost every day in some capacity. And my estrogen, my estradiol levels were on the low end of normal. And I've been doing this for 8 years. You can see I got all the tofu in there, shake it around. This is going to be the trick, is you want to open it every few minutes to shake it so it doesn't stick. Usually what I'll do is I'll stack my proteins, meaning I'll try to get other proteins in there just to create nutrient diversity. I'll usually add maybe 1/4 cup of chickpeas. Then typically I'll either use potato, sweet potato, gold potato, or I'll use some type of rice variation for my starchy carbohydrates. This time around, what I wanted to use was 7-grain lentil blend. That has long grain white rice, wheat berries, white and red quinoa, red and wild rice, bulgur wheat, and green lentils. Then for the fibrous base, I kind of make this big salad that I mix some sauce through. This is baby romaine, so it's a baby romaine blend. Again, different colors. Remember, different colors are representative of different micronutrients. That's always beneficial. And then I've got the super green blend, which is your red and green Swiss chard, arugula, and spinach. I will then add red pepper, And I will add orange carrot. Remember, eat the rainbow. Different colors are representative of different micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. So that's my fibrous stuff. You see that I won't use like the whole vegetable. I just use a little bit of it. I don't want to get too much fiber. Too much obviously will just cause, if you're consuming too much fiber, it's going to bloat the heck out of you. So I want to get the micronutrients without necessarily getting 300 grams of fiber with it. Then, oh, by the way, also, I have a couple of the beets. So I've got another red in there. Obviously, beets are really good for nitric oxide production, which is blood flow. Then, with it, every meal without fail, broccoli sprouts. So I'll usually sprout my own. We just have a container here for now. But the broccoli sprouts, guys, are super high in a compound called sulforaphane, which is highly, highly anti-cancerous. So I like it to use it as an insurance policy. Also super high in antioxidants, again for reducing oxidative stress and damage on your body, helps with recovery, helps slow the aging processes, all that good stuff. So I add about 1/4 cup of broccoli sprouts with every meal, and then a fermented food. So I love this type of sauerkraut, and so I'll add the sauerkraut in for naturally occurring probiotics to help with gut microbiome flora. Then what I do is I add a little bit of coconut aminos to the vegetables, and that kind of gives it a little bit of lubrication, makes it a little bit moist so it's not just this big dry salad. And then the other thing that I add is a 1 or 2 tablespoons of bitchin sauce. You heard it, it's literally called bitchin sauce. It's really good. It's got water, almonds, lemon juice, soy sauce, nutritional yeast, garlic, and spices, and sea salt. Tastes really good. So I'll add that in, and I'll mix it in the salad mix, kind of almost like a dressing, like a creamy base. Chickpeas, beets, all the different colors, and the condiment flavors the entire thing. I'll then add my air-fried tofu, my chickpeas, and my heated rice or grain pack on top, and then I will top it off with a little bit of peanut coconut sauce from Whole Foods. So that is pretty much the whole meal. I would have to say that that's probably about 80 grams of protein there. Remember guys, I don't really have a lunch. You probably saw that I have my post-workout bowl, I have sort of a snack, and then I have a really big dinner meal. I found for me and how I operate, this is my approach. So this is how I do it. And now Z is here helping me as well. So this was the finishing product. I actually went to video this and I thought I was videoing, but I wasn't. So I'd already put the tofu on top. So everything's in there, the grains, you've got the tofu, the air-fried tofu on top of that as well. And I topped it off with a little bit of that sauce, probably about 1 tablespoon of that. So guys, that is what a vegan bodybuilder eats in a day. Been doing this for 8+ years now. I hope you found this video valuable and informative. You know, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up. We're going to be putting out a lot more content on VegUp over the next weeks and months. If you guys have any topics you'd love for us to talk about, post them below. Drop us a comment below and let us know what is your favorite part of my meals through the day, or what is something that you're going to add in that you haven't thought about adding and that you're going to do now once you saw all these meals. Anyway guys, have a great one and we'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye.